America's automotive landscape has long served as a visceral reflection of its national identity, a blend of aspiration, innovation, and often stark contradiction. In an era grappling with unprecedented challenges from climate change to geopolitical shifts, a new class of vehicles is emerging as a potent symbol of these complex forces, sparking debate not only about environmental responsibility but also about safety, industrial policy, and the very definition of American power. At the heart of this discussion stands the behemoth Hummer EV, a striking resurrection of a notorious gas guzzler, and the equally polarizing Cybertruck championed by the embattled tech titan Elon Musk. The electric Hummer EV 3X pickup, particularly its extreme off-road edition, embodies this paradox. Weighing in as the heaviest mass-market car in the world, this 9,500-pound electric vehicle boasts 3 motors, 8,500 pounds of towing capacity, and a 367-mile range. Yet remarkably produces not a single molecule of carbon dioxide flaring from the tailpipe. Driving such a machine, as one journalist recounted from a recent experience in South Florida, is an exercise in grappling with immense power and a sense of invincibility. Its sheer scale, nearly 8 feet wide and 6 feet 7 inches tall, positions it not just as a mode of transport but as a literal physical barrier, a symbol of perceived strength and protection on increasingly dangerous American roads. The Hummer's journey from military workhorse to civilian icon is a saga intertwined with American history. Born from the Humvee, a rugged all-terrain combat vehicle that gained notoriety during the First Gulf War, it captured the imagination of figures like Arnold Schwarzenegger, leading to its civilian debut as the H-1 in 1992. This original model, a gas-guzzling cult icon, resonated with a post-Cold War America asserting its superpower status. General Motors capitalized on this, acquiring the brand in 1999 and expanding it with the H2, launched strategically in 2002 amidst the War on Terror. This period saw the Hummer become a shorthand for American masculinity and a beneficiary of tax write-offs for heavy trucks, even as climate scientists warned of impending crises. Yet its excessive build-out, coupled with soaring gas prices and a shift in public sentiment following prolonged conflicts, contributed to GM's bankruptcy, leading to the Hummer brand's discontinuation in 2010. Fast forward to the 2020s and the Hummer has been dramatically re-envisioned. Its all-electric revival, announced just before Joe Biden's 2020 election triumph, aligned perfectly with the administration's ambitious climate and industrial policies. The Biden administration, treating climate change as an existential threat, championed electric vehicles as a cornerstone of its strategy. Aiming to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, reshore American manufacturing, and boost union jobs. The electric Hummer, built in Detroit by UAW workers, checks all these boxes despite its hefty price tag of $136,000. It even received a high-profile endorsement from President Biden himself, who took it for a joyride, sending pre-orders skyrocketing. However, this green giant faces a critical paradox. Despite its zero tailpipe emissions, an analysis by the American Council for an Energy-Efficient Economy found that when accounting for emissions from electricity generation, the Hummer EV is actually worse for carbon pollution per mile than a gas-powered Chevy Malibu. This raises fundamental questions about whether meeting Americans where they were at, riding high in gigantic cars, genuinely serves environmental goals. The proliferation of such large vehicles has had a devastating impact on road safety. As Raul Arbeláez, vice president of the Vehicle Research Center at the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, notes, while individual cars are safer than ever internally, fatality trends have gone in the wrong direction. The shift towards heavier SUVs and trucks, driven by manufacturers' higher profit margins and lighter regulatory treatment, has created a prisoner's dilemma on American roads, an arms race where larger vehicles offer greater protection to their occupants at the expense of others. A study by The Economist revealed that for every life saved by the heaviest 1% of SUVs and trucks, more than a dozen lives are lost in other vehicles. If the heaviest tenth of vehicles were downsized, thousands of lives could be saved annually without compromising the safety of those inside. Yet the trend continues, with the average new car in America now weighing over 4,400 pounds, contributing to a grim reality where over 40,000 0.000 Americans die in traffic accidents each year. This narrative of automotive excess finds a contemporary counterpart in Elon Musk's Cybertruck. While the Hummer EV seeks to reconcile brawn with sustainability, the Cybertruck, with its boxy antisocial Minecraft-looking aesthetic, is seen by many as the spiritual successor to the H2's unapologetic indulgence. Its launch with an MSRP starting at $72,000 and climbing into six figures starkly contrasts Musk's earlier promise of a $25,000 electric car. The Cybertruck's rollout has coincided with increasing scrutiny over Musk's personal conduct and his controversial involvement in government. Recent reports from the New York Times citing private messages and associates indicate that Musk's drug use, including ketamine, ecstasy, and psychedelic mushrooms, was much greater than previously known around the time he served as a top advisor to President Donald Trump. This has prompted concerns from lawmakers like Representative Mikey Sherrill, Democrat, New Jersey, who introduced a bill to require drug testing for Musk and his hires, citing access to highly sensitive government data. Public intellectual Sam Harris, a former friend of Musk, has even questioned his moral compass, if not his perception of reality. The Cybertruck has become a lightning rod for public displeasure, a rolling proxy for what critics describe as a billionaire enrichment and public impoverishment project. This discontent has manifested in acts of anti-Tesla vigilantism, with incidents ranging from eggs on windshields to a dealership fire in France. Former President Trump has even labeled violence against Tesla dealerships as domestic terrorism, drawing eerie parallels to the eco-terrorism acts against Hummer dealerships in the early 2000s by environmental groups like the Earth Liberation Front. Beyond individual vehicle choices and controversies, a broader battle for America's energy future is unfolding. Elon Musk recently issued a wake-up call to the U.S. government, warning that China's solar power generation is rapidly expanding, projected to surpass the entire U.S. electricity output within 3 to 4 years. This alarm echoes concerns raised by his brother Kimball Musk, who criticized President Donald Trump's proposed Big Beautiful Bill, arguing it would drive solar and wind energy growth to zero, forcing reliance on new natural gas plants and jeopardizing American energy independence. This highlights a critical juncture where industrial policy, climate goals, and geopolitical competition converge, with the U.S. struggling to define its path amidst rapid global shifts. As the U.S. grapples with these intertwined challenges, the Hummer EV and Cybertruck stand as monuments to a nation caught between conflicting desires for power and sustainability, for individual freedom and collective safety, for domestic production and global competitiveness. The current political climate, with efforts to repeal climate policies and a renewed focus on traditional energy sources, suggests a retreat from ambitious environmental goals even as the rest of the world advances. The question remains whether America can find a path that truly reconciles its aspirations with the urgent realities of a changing planet and a competitive global landscape, or if it will continue to be defined by vehicles that symbolize its most profound contradictions. On a tumultuous Monday, June 23, 2025, the corridors of power and the hallowed halls of academia witnessed a series of events that underscored the increasingly intertwined and often unpredictable dynamics between high-profile tech figures, political administrations, and emerging financial landscapes. At the forefront was the dramatic exit of tech magnate Elon Musk from his advisory role within the Trump administration, a departure described by IOL as bizarre and notably accompanied by reports of Musk appearing with a black eye. This high-profile resignation immediately sent ripples through Washington, as evidenced by the swift move of Katie Miller, a key aide's wife who reportedly abandoned her top White House position to join Musk's team, according to MSN. The exact nature of Musk's departure, specifically the curious mention of him having quit Doge in relation to his administrative role, remains a subject of speculation, though it hints at a potential, albeit undefined, connection to the cryptocurrency Dogecoin, with which Musk has a well-documented history. Musk's exit, however, did little to alter the broader political currents concerning labor. The Center for American Progress, in a statement released the same day, asserted that Trump's war against unions and workers will continue irrespective of the tech billionaire's presence or absence. This analysis suggests a deeply entrenched policy stance by the administration, indicating that the challenges faced by organized labor and the wider workforce are rooted in systemic approaches rather than the influence of individual advisors, no matter how prominent. The think tank's outlook points to an ongoing struggle for worker protections and rights, signaling a persistent adversarial environment for unions under the current political leadership. Adding another layer of intrigue to the day's developments, particularly concerning the enigmatic Doge reference, Pennsylvania State University (PSU) found itself in a significant financial predicament. MSN reported that the institution was hit with a substantial $27 million Doge grant cut, prompting PSU officials to announce their intention to reapply for the funding. The nature of this Doge grant is highly unusual in traditional academic funding circles, strongly implying a connection to Dogecoin. If confirmed, this would mark a significant moment, highlighting the volatile influence of cryptocurrencies on institutional finance and the potential risks associated with grants tied to such unconventional assets. The sudden withdrawal of such a large sum could have considerable implications for the university's research programs and overall financial stability, forcing it to navigate the complexities of a nascent and often unpredictable funding landscape. These seemingly disparate events, a tech titan's enigmatic departure, a steadfast political stance on labor, and a university's unexpected financial setback linked to digital currency, collectively paint a picture of an evolving global landscape where technology, policy, and finance are converging in unprecedented ways. Musk's dramatic exit, coupled with the White House aide's subsequent move, underscores the fluidity of allegiances and the powerful draw of influence outside traditional governmental structures. Simultaneously, the Center for American Progress's warning serves as a reminder that fundamental policy battles continue largely unaffected by the comings and goings of high-profile individuals. The Doge grant cut at PSU, meanwhile, introduces a fascinating if concerning dimension to institutional funding, suggesting that the speculative nature of cryptocurrencies is now directly impacting even long-established educational bodies. As these trends continue to unfold, the interplay between the digital frontier, political power, and economic stability promises to define the coming years, demanding constant vigilance and adaptation from all sectors. Austin, Texas's Tesla has officially launched its highly anticipated robotaxi service in a limited capacity within Austin, Texas, marking a significant milestone in the company's long-held ambition to revolutionize urban transport. The debut, confirmed by CEO Elon Musk on Sunday, June 22, 2025, immediately sent Tesla stock soaring, reflecting investor optimism for a technology that promises to redefine the ride-hailing landscape. The test kicked off with a select group of invited Tesla users in a geofenced area of Austin, with rides costing a flat fee of $4.20. Social media platform X quickly buzzed with first-hand accounts as users shared experiences of hailing and riding in Tesla Model Y SUVs emblazoned with robotaxi graphics. One tester even claimed to have completed 11 smooth as butter trips with zero issues, a sentiment echoed by Musk himself, who reposted numerous positive encounters. This immediate positive feedback translated directly to the market, with Tesla TSLA stock jumping over 9% in early trading on Monday, June 23, providing a much-needed boost for the electric vehicle giant. For this initial rollout, Tesla is operating with a fleet of 10 to 20 Model Y SUVs. While the vehicles are designed to operate autonomously, Tesla has implemented stringent safety measures. Each robotaxi is overseen by safety teleoperators who can control the vehicle remotely in an emergency, and crucially, a Tesla employee remains seated in the passenger seat ready to intervene and shut down the vehicle if any issues arise. Wedbush analyst Dan Ives, a vocal Tesla bull, was among those who experienced the service, noting in a report that it was a comfortable, safe, and personalized experience. Ives highlighted a particularly tense moment where the robotaxi masterfully maneuvered with patience and safety through a narrow uphill road amidst parked cars and oncoming traffic, underscoring the system's current capabilities. Beyond the driving experience, the service also impressed with its integration of user accounts, allowing passengers to seamlessly access their streaming apps like Netflix, Spotify, and Hulu directly within the vehicle. Ives described the robot axis as foundational, envisioning a future with Grok AI integration and greater user-centric customization, moving beyond the traditional driver-focused design. However, the path to widespread autonomous vehicle deployment is fraught with challenges and stiff competition. Tesla's entry into the robotaxi space puts it in direct contention with established players like Alphabet's Waymo, which has already achieved impressive milestones including 10 million trips and operates robust fleets in multiple U.S. cities. The autonomous vehicle industry has also seen its share of setbacks, with high-profile accidents forcing competitors like GM's Cruise and Uber to halt operations, including a tragic pedestrian fatality linked to an Uber test vehicle. These incidents underscore the immense safety and regulatory hurdles that all companies in this sector must navigate. Scaling a robotaxi business beyond a limited test, as industry observers note, would require thousands of vehicles operating entirely without human safety operators, alongside the creation of extensive infrastructure for cleaning, servicing, and maintaining the fleet. While the Austin launch is a significant step, Elon Musk's famously ambitious timelines continue to draw scrutiny. He has previously stated expectations of millions of robot access driving by the second half of 2026, and more recently hundreds of thousands, if not over a million, self-driving cars in the US by the end of next year. These projections, while inspiring to investors, come with the caveat of Musk's history of making highly speculative predictions that often take longer to materialize. Furthermore, Tesla has faced pushback from some Democratic lawmakers in Texas and public safety activists who have urged delays due to concerns over Tesla's full self-driving FSD capabilities, which have been linked to accidents and fatalities, according to data tracked by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Tesla has not yet revealed its next steps or when the service will be made available to the general public in Austin, let alone its planned expansions to Los Angeles and San Francisco. The successful, albeit limited, launch in Austin marks a crucial validation for Tesla's long-term vision and its significant investment in AI and chip design. It demonstrates the technical feasibility of their autonomous driving system in a real-world, albeit controlled, environment. Yet transforming this foundational service into a ubiquitous, profitable enterprise will demand overcoming immense scaling complexities, navigating evolving regulatory landscapes, and building unwavering public trust, a journey that, despite this promising start, remains long and complex for the future of urban mobility. The dawn hours of Monday, June 23, marked another significant stride in commercial space exploration as SpaceX successfully launched 27 Starlink Internet satellites from Florida, showcasing the increasing cadence and reusability defining modern rocketry. This latest deployment, part of the company's ambitious megaconstellation, underscores the rapid expansion of global satellite broadband services and the pivotal role they play in funding future deep space endeavors. The Falcon 9 rocket lifted off precisely at 1:58 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 5:57 GMT, from Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. At the heart of this mission was the Falcon's first stage booster, designated B-1069, which completed its remarkable 25th flight. While just shy of the standing record for reusability, this milestone vividly illustrates the operational maturity and cost-effectiveness achieved through SpaceX's rapid turnaround philosophy. Following its primary mission, booster B-1069 executed a flawless return landing on the autonomous drone ship, a shortfall of Gravitas, stationed in the Atlantic Ocean. This successful recovery marked SpaceX's 465th landing to date, a testament to their consistent execution in reusable rocket technology. After the booster's separation, the rocket's upper stage continued its ascent, culminating in the precise deployment of the 27 Starlink satellites identified as Group 10 to 23 approximately an hour into the flight. This mission represents the 277th dedicated launch to bolster the Starlink network. According to astrophysicist and satellite tracker Jonathan McDowell, the constellation now boasts over 7,800 active relays orbiting the Earth, a staggering figure that highlights the sheer scale of this global infrastructure project. The primary objective of the Starlink network is to deliver high-speed broadband connectivity, particularly to remote and underserved areas where traditional internet access is either impossible or economically unviable. beyond its immediate commercial utility. The revenue generated from Starlink sales is explicitly earmarked by SpaceX to underwrite its audacious long-term vision of making humanity a multiplanetary species. This Starlink deployment was part of a particularly bustling period for Florida's Space Coast, which has seen a launch doubleheader of activity reflecting the intensified tempo of space operations. Meanwhile, on another front of SpaceX's extensive operations, a planned crewed Axiom space mission involving both SpaceX and NASA faced another delay, underscoring the inherent complexities and stringent safety protocols governing human spaceflight operations. The ongoing preparations for upcoming launches from Vandenberg in California further illustrate the continuous multi-site operational tempo that has become a hallmark of SpaceX and the broader commercial space industry. The relentless pace of these launches, particularly for the Starlink constellation, is a direct consequence of the immense global demand for reliable internet connectivity and SpaceX's pioneering success in developing reusable rocket technology. This reusability dramatically reduces launch costs and enables frequent missions, accelerating the deployment of satellite networks. The impact of such rapid expansion is profound. It democratizes internet access in previously isolated regions, fosters digital inclusion, and creates new economic opportunities. Furthermore, the commercial viability of ventures like Starlink is directly fueling the development of next-generation rockets and ambitious exploration programs, pushing the boundaries of what is possible in space. As the Starlink constellation continues to grow and as more complex crewed and interplanetary missions come to fruition, the landscape of space exploration is undoubtedly being reshaped, promising an era of unprecedented access and innovation in the cosmos. In a week marked by significant advancements and characteristic pronouncements from the tech world's most prolific figure, Elon Musk's sprawling empire is once again at the forefront of innovation, pushing boundaries in both digital finance and autonomous mobility. Recent reports indicate a bold expansion of X, formerly Twitter, into comprehensive financial services, while Tesla has finally delivered on its long-anticipated robotaxi service, validating years of ambitious promises. X, under Musk's ambitious vision, is rapidly evolving beyond its social media roots to become an everything app, mirroring the functionality of platforms like China's WeChat. This week, new details emerged from mobile app intelligence firm AppSensa, which uncovered multiple code strings suggesting X is developing customizable physical debit cards as part of its X Money financial services. These back-end updates hint at a robust system enabling users to manage both virtual and physical cards, track shipping, activate cards upon delivery, set or change PINs, and even report lost or stolen cards with immediate lock/cancel options. Intriguingly, there are indications that users might be able to personalize their physical card designs, potentially featuring their X handle directly on the card itself. The code also reveals prospective partnerships with major financial networks, with references to payment card brand Amex and payment card brand MasterCard, signaling future support for American Express and MasterCard. This move complements earlier announcements from ex-CEO Linda Yaccarino, who stated that users would soon be able to make investments and trades directly on the platform, emphasizing you'll be able to come to X and be able to transact your whole financial life on the platform. The company has already committed to launching X Money, a digital wallet and peer-to-peer payment service, with Visa as an initial partner, set to debut in the US before a global rollout. Yaccarino highlighted that a whole commerce ecosystem and a financial ecosystem is going to emerge on the platform that does not exist today. This aggressive pivot to new revenue streams is crucial for X, which has grappled with financial headwinds and a mass exodus of advertisers since Musk's $44 billion acquisition in 2022. Meanwhile, after years of fervent predictions and growing skepticism, Tesla has successfully launched its dedicated robotaxi service in Austin, Texas, marking a significant milestone in autonomous driving. The initial rollout, though limited to a small fleet of cars operating within a geofenced area, represents the culmination of a decade of hard work, as Elon Musk himself tweeted, congratulating the Tesla AI software and chip design teams. This launch finally brings to fruition Musk's long-held promise, even if it arrived later than his famously optimistic timelines. A pattern he himself acknowledged when admitting he had become the boy who cried FSD. Actual paying customers experienced the driverless rides for a flat fee of $4.20 per journey, with early reports from social media users describing the rides as remarkably smooth, cautious, and even uneventful, which paradoxically speaks to the system's success in mimicking natural human driving. A key takeaway from this rollout is the vindication of Tesla's vision-only approach to self-driving. With robot access navigating city streets solely using AI and cameras, the long-standing debate over the necessity of LiDAR sensors appears to be settled, at least from Tesla's perspective. For now, a safety monitor occupies the passenger seat, not to intervene with controls but to ensure smooth operations and assist riders if needed. The new robotaxi functionality is integrated directly into the standard Tesla iOS app, featuring a clean, user-friendly interface for requesting rides, setting preferences, and receiving smart suggestions for destinations. This new revenue stream is anticipated to be monumental, with permabulls like Cathie Wood of ARK Invest and Dan Ives of Wedbush having long predicted billions, even trillions in value from a successful driverless fleet. These two developments underscore Musk's unwavering commitment to his ambitious interconnected vision of the future, even as his public persona continues to generate headlines such as his recent challenge to media outlets like the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal to undergo drug tests. Whether through transforming a social media platform into a financial powerhouse or realizing the dream of ubiquitous self-driving cars, Musk's ventures consistently aim to redefine industries. As X continues to build out its financial infrastructure and Tesla expands its robotaxi service beyond Austin, the tech world will be watching closely to see how these audacious projects navigate regulatory landscapes, competitive pressures, and the ultimate test of user adoption. Charting a course that promises to reshape both digital and physical commerce, the landscape of human potential is on the cusp of a profound transformation as neurotechnology pioneers push the boundaries of what was once considered science fiction. Leading this charge is Elon Musk's Neuralink, which has recently unveiled ambitious plans to tackle one of humanity's most challenging medical conditions, blindness. This revelation, shared by Musk during a fireside chat with Y Combinator, underscores the rapid acceleration of brain-computer interface (BCI) technology and its burgeoning role in healthcare. Neuralink, a company that first captivated the world 4 years ago with its Monkey Mind Pong demonstration, where a macaque controlled a video game using only its thoughts, has continued its remarkable trajectory. Following Food and Drug Administration (FDA) clearance for human trials 2 years ago, the company's initial focus has been on restoring autonomy for individuals with paralytic conditions, enabling them to control digital systems and robotic arms directly with their brain signals. However, Musk's latest announcement points to an entirely new frontier: vision restoration. He stated that, in the next 6 to 12 months we'll be doing our first implants for vision, where even if somebody is completely blind we can write directly to the visual cortex. This groundbreaking endeavor has already seen promising results in animal testing, with one monkey reportedly having a visual implant for 3 years. The core concept behind Neuralink's blindsight initiative is not to restore the physical eye itself but to bypass damaged optical pathways by directly stimulating the brain's visual cortex. While early iterations might offer low-resolution processing, the long-term vision is far more expansive. Musk envisions a future where users could potentially perceive multispectral wavelengths, including ultraviolet and infrared bands, akin to having a superpower. This approach, if successful, could redefine treatment for conditions stemming from optic nerve damage or retinal degeneration previously deemed untreatable. Such innovations promise to do more than just restore lost functions. They seek to fundamentally redefine the concept of disability, empowering individuals to lead richer, more connected lives. The burgeoning BCI sector is witnessing an explosion of activity beyond Neuralink's endeavors. Competition is intensifying as research and funding pour into the space. Just last month, Apple announced its collaboration with BCI partners like Synchron and NVIDIA to establish industry standards for BCI protocols, signaling a major tech giant's entry into the field. Other prominent players are also making significant strides, Paradromics recently completed its first human implant and forged a strategic partnership with Saudi Arabia's Neom investment fund, while Precision Neuroscience secured FDA approval for a crucial component within its ecosystem. This vibrant ecosystem of innovation highlights a collective drive towards unlocking the brain's potential. Neuralink, however, possesses a unique advantage: its integration within Elon Musk's broader technological empire. The synergy between Neuralink and Musk's other ventures such as Tesla, SpaceX, and xAI offers unparalleled opportunities for cross-pollination. For instance, advancements in Tesla's Optimus humanoid robot could provide a tangible conduit for Neuralink users to translate their thoughts into physical actions. Similarly, the deep learning capabilities developed by xAI could significantly augment Neuralink's brain signal processing and interpretation. This interconnected ecosystem holds immense potential for accelerating development and broadening the applications of BCI technology in the years to come. Yet as the BCI sector rapidly expands, the paramount importance of patient safety and ethical considerations cannot be overstated. The insertion procedures for these intricate implants demand meticulous attention to detail, and the long-term outcomes for human participants remain a critical area of ongoing study. Beyond the scientific and engineering challenges, the social implications of these technologies are profound, especially concerning accessibility, inclusion, and dignity. Enabling thought-controlled communication and vision restoration are not merely scientific feats, they are acts of social justice that can directly address global sustainable development goals, particularly those related to good health and well-being SDG 3, quality education SDG 4, and reduced inequalities SDG 10. The ethical deployment of these tools, ensuring they reach those who need them most, and protecting user rights, especially regarding data privacy, must evolve in tandem with technological progress. Beyond the headlines generated by Western tech giants, countries like India are quietly fostering their own neurotech revolutions, prioritizing affordability and impact. India is transitioning from being a consumer to an innovator in this space, with academic institutions and startups developing agile and cost-effective BCI solutions. Notable academic milestones include IIT Kanpur's development of a BCI-controlled robotic exoskeleton for stroke rehabilitation, which has shown remarkable success in restoring motor function, and IIT Kudgapur's creation of EEG-based communication tools for individuals with motor impairments. Startups like Nufani are building affordable EEG headsets for brain-controlled gaming and cognitive training, while projects like Divok aim to translate brain signals directly into speech for locked-in patients. India's strength lies in its frugal innovation approach, which seeks to solve complex problems with cost-effective, scalable solutions, making neurotechnology accessible to its vast population. This includes the potential for low-cost, non-invasive EEG devices in public health clinics, and the crucial role of corporate social responsibility (CSR) and environmental, social, and governance (ESG) initiatives in funding neurorehabilitation programs and expanding access. As BCI technology transitions from the laboratory to real-world applications, the questions surrounding equity, access, and ethics will shape its ultimate impact. The excitement surrounding Neuralink and the broader neurotech movement transcends mere chips and algorithms. It is fundamentally about transforming lives, restoring lost abilities, and empowering individuals. The vision is not about erasing disability, but about dismantling barriers, fostering greater independence, and unlocking new dimensions of human potential in an increasingly connected world.